Self-care.
Self-care, yes.
Don't we look like self-care though? I just want to say that. I'm just, I'm always like, look, it just looks so blessed. She looks so peaceful. Like, we just look so, but it's not always like that, guys.
No, it's not.
Self-care isn't always like that. Self-care is dark. Self-care. Let's talk about what self-care is before we go into what self-care isn't. Okay. What does self-care look like to you?
All right. To me, it's kind of weird because I don't necessarily like to talk about what it looks like to me because I feel like when you do that, people tend to take that idea and run with it. And the truth of the matter is self-care is anything that you need in that moment, if that makes any sense.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So, like, there are some days where self-care for me is literally doing absolutely nothing. Whether it be sleeping, binge watching Netflix, having a glass of wine. And there are some days where self-care is literally honing in to my womanhood and owning into just kind of everything that I'm about. So whether that be through meditation, through yoga, whether it be through journaling or reading, listen, self-care can literally be whatever you need. If you need sex, that's what it is today, okay? If you need a glass of wine, if you need to hit a blunt.
I like that you pointed that out. That is like a variety of things. Like, it's not like one thing or what this person is saying self-care is.
Right.
What self-care means to me doesn't have to mean to you. So, like, I like that.
As long as it's not harmful or detrimental to you or the people that you love, then go full force. Like, your body will always tell you what you need.
Right. So. Self-care also includes listening to your body. Like, your body tells you what it wants. Like, there's times, and you don't know too, when you said there's days that you just don't do anything. Yeah. And a lot of people, for sure, I have a problem with not doing anything sometimes. I'll be like, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here laying down. I have mad stuff to do. I have like a million things to write.
It can be self-defeating.
And
it can be self-defeating to kind of, when you think about it that way. But then I feel like your body has a way of literally telling you when you don't listen to it, then something happens where your body's like, all right, so because you didn't listen,
I'm going to force you to lay down. Right. I'm going to make you sick.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to make you catch a cold this time.
Right.
Because you didn't get enough rest. And you didn't listen to me when I told you, like, I want to rest. And 100%. I realized that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's so crazy. Do you remember the first time you actually said, like, oh, this is self-care? Like, I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is something I'm going to partake in. It's like make it a habit. Like, do you remember the first time, actually?
I don't remember the first time really, but I remember like a pivotal moment. I don't know if that could equate, but I graduated with a BA in psychology, and mental wellness and healing was something that was always important to me. And during that time, like my senior year, I kind of realized that art was important to me too. And I believe that everything that we create is art.
Yes.
And I found that creating was soothing for me. I found that I was healing myself through everything that I created. And when I kind of bridged the gap between the two, that's like the first time I was like, oh, like, what is this thing that, because I had been doing that for like about a year and a half at that point. But at that moment when I was like, oh, art as a form of healing of self and using that to kind of help others as well, is when I was like, oh, this is like a thing.
This is a thing. When I first realized, I think it was around a time when I was feeling like physically drained. I think I was running myself into a wall because it was so many things that I wanted to do and I just didn't know how to sit down. And my body was like literally telling me like, yo, you need to chill. Relax. And I was like, nah, I gotta get out of this. I gotta find a sense. I need to center myself because I keep on constantly moving. What am I doing to take care of me? So it was a point where I was just like, what is it that I like? Like, how about I treat myself better? I was trying to find ways to treat myself better because all I kept doing was either I criticized myself, overworking, trying to get somewhere. And it was like, how could I get there if I don't make sure that I'm good, you know? Right. So there was like moments where I started researching stuff. I started looking up things. I think the self-care came immediately after I started evolving spiritually. I was learning more about my spiritual self. And then I kind of dabbed into, wow, what is meditating? What is saging? What is affirmations? I think it actually started with affirmations. And then I kind of just went through with it, and I found things that I liked that made me feel good. I had to point out that it wasn't always what made me feel good, because there was times when self-care also meant telling myself the truth, and the truth isn't always
holding
pretty.
Yourself accountable.
I had to hold myself accountable, because I had to tell myself when I was, doing things that weren't suitable for me, what I wanted. When I was making mistakes, I had to look at myself in the mirror sometimes, and that to me was self-care. Even though it hurted, it was ugly. It was an ugly period. I love this girl's
love you back,
profile. I love you. I love you. I love this girl's profile. I love you.
You wasn't even about to say me. You was about to say my.
But I want to let you know I love you. I love you. I love you. Though.
Somebody send
help.
Love
You.
Love you back.
Like, I love you. I love her first, but I love her Instagram profile. I be like lurking. Okay, if you want to, and get yourself in check, just go to her profile page, Sky Britney. Hit me, you feel me? But there was a certain post that she posted recently about self-care. I guess she was tired of people saying that, or looking at it as, okay, self-care means I'm being too self-centered or selfish.
Yeah. So what I had said was actually that self-care is selfish, and that's okay. So a lot of the times I see people like post things that are like, self-care is not selfish, self-care is not selfish. And what that does, in my opinion, is put a negative connotation on what the word selfish really means. And at the end of the day, we pour, especially as healers, especially as women of color, we pour so much into everybody that it literally, like, we are so selfless. And I mean, it's a beautiful trait to have, don't get me wrong.
It's natural though.
But at the end of the day, we leave ourselves so depleted. And I feel like to say self-care is not selfish is just a way to kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. And so so I just feel like self-care is selfish, and that's okay, because it's about self. It's about doing what you need to do to fill your cup back up. It's about doing what you need to do to feel your best self. Self-care is selfish, and I don't care.
I feel you.
Society puts meanings to words, right? Who said that selfish was negative? Society deems it that way. It's not a problem to put yourself first.
It's not a problem to be selfish. No. Let's change that whole negative side of selfish. A lot of people are indulging in self-care. A lot of people are, evolving spiritually. Do you like to say it's like a certain trend? Like, do you think like it's popular, so a lot of people are saying, yeah, let me just get into it? That's that sleeve going up right now. Like, hold on, let me get ready. Like,
I definitely feel like self-care, yoga, meditating is so trendy right now. It's like all of a sudden everyone's like, I sage. And it's just like, what are you saging for? What does saging do? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. And I mean, it's one of those things that it's good and bad that it's on trend. It's good that it's on trend because at the end of the day, self-care is something that's positive. But it's bad that it's on trend because you have so many superficial people that don't really care about it. They just care about the visibility that it could bring
and visibility, and also profit. A lot of people are trying to profit on this, and feel like, okay, it's something I could sell. Let me just act like, let me research it enough, even though I don't partake in it. Let me research it enough so I could sell something now. And that's where I find a problem, because if you're trying to get into like a healing kind of business, you have to make sure you're all into it, because these are people's lives that you're playing with. People are looking to you to buy heal, so they can heal. They're not looking to spend money for nothing, and you're playing around with people's money, people's like money basically, and their time,
energy. You're playing around with their energy, and that's something that I feel like even more than time can't be replaced. Like,
self-care and spirituality is so close. Do you think that people could be like, could indulge in self-care without being spiritual, or do you think they go hand in hand?
Really an element to spirituality and self-care. 100%. I know that there are some people that don't kind of adapt to the idea of spirituality, especially if they're religious. But speaking as someone that does believe in a higher power, religion and spirituality also go together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you can still be religious and practice self-care and be spiritual. Like, I feel like as long as you're,
you could also not be religious but spiritual, but still practice self-care. It's
right.
like it's yeah.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
None of them are like are exclusive to the other. As I feel like as long as you're a positive person and you have positive energy and positive vibes and positive words to contribute to like this field or this environment, then you're good.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like we spend too much time thinking about all those things as well. And so it can start to be very divided when it's like, when you're thinking about self and healing and camaraderie and solidarity, you shouldn't be thinking about what makes us different. You should be thinking about how are we all interconnected.
Oh yeah, because we are interconnected. Right. We're all one. Yeah. People refuse to like. Some people see us as separately, and it's crazy because it's like literally like if you look into it, we are so much more connected than you think. 100%. As a spiritual being, as someone who practices spirituality, and someone who indulges in self-care, like as far as when, this is something I don't like, when guys try to like talk to us, or you feel like a guy tries to, or any guy tries to come in, like try to get to know you and act like they know what that spiritual life is about. Wait till you ask them, they don't really know. Like,
I've had more guys give me the fake, I want you to teach me thing. Which is, I don't know which one is more annoying, but like, so like a guy will like slide into my DMs and he'll be like, oh, you do yoga? Like, what's your favorite position? LOL. And it'll be like,
do you know what it is?
LOL. Like, you know? Or you like,
just be yourself, please. Yeah, like, we could see right through that.
What crystal you like?
Come on.
Like, teach me about what this means. And it's like, what's the only crystal they be knowing is like tiger's eye. Okay. Everyone knows tiger's eye, you know? So, I mean, yeah, I've definitely had people try to like tap into that spiritual aspect to get to know me, and as soon as I
flattering,
be nice and reply, then it's all like, when you gonna come to my house?
Oh nah, trying to chill. It's what they call it. You know how they have the clickbait. Yeah. It's like it's basically a clickbait.
And like, it's like,
let me try to get her to come open my DMs. So great, respond to me.
Not with the shenanigans. Leave that in 2018.
Yes.
Like, I feel like being an energy worker and being a healer and being someone that's spiritual, you can see through that just based on the vibe.
You think like guys find you more intimidating the fact that you practice this, like you're spiritual, you indulge in you seem like you're level-headed, you have like your confidence up there, and you're self-loving.
I feel like they find me more attractive, but still more intimidating.
Yeah.
So I'll have guys that'll do that dumb shit we just said, but then I'll also have guys that are like, I was afraid to talk to you, and I'm just like, why? I'm so chill. It's ridiculous.
Guys like tell me, oh, I'm so surprised that you responded to me. You look like you're stuck up or something, or you're like
it's very odd.
Someone that won't respond. I'm just like,
just be like, listen,
I'm mad cool. As long as you're not an asshole or jerk, or you're not like weird, like to me, like I'm chill.
Yeah. One of the most annoying things is like, I'll go out with my friends and I'm twerking, I'm having the time of my life.
Come on.
We're drinking, and then I'll get like maybe like 5 to 10 DMs. Oh my god, I didn't know you did that. Oh my god, this is crazy.
You think I'm some like,
first of all, duality, and I'm multifaceted.
Please,
yes,
understand.
I'm spiritual. Yes, like I'm all about energy and vibes. But I'm also about fun and friends and love and family.
And just because I'm all about energy and vibe does not mean that I cannot have fun.
Like, right.
I'm so confused why people like to put people in categories and boxes. Like, you cannot do multiple things. You have your husa moment, and you have the time when you want to just vibe out and just with your friends like this. Like, there's not I'm not bipolar. Crazy how we have to portray ourselves a certain way. And if we portray ourselves a certain way, we have to stay there. No.
Like,
no.
Look up the word multifaceted. Look up duality.
The same way you'll catch me one day saging and relax and listen to my nice music and candles lit, the same way you'll find me twerking because I want to. I'm having fun. And there's nothing that you could possibly say that make me not do it.
It's a fact. 100%.
Peace the